Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Minecraft updates. And previously, in the other videos, I did a first impression video first and foremost, just experiencing the game for the first time. Second video showcased the base and the mine, and the third video showcased my SkyTrain system, subway system, and of course the tree farm that I've been building, as well as a bit of a mountain mine to kind of hunt for emeralds, which only produced 2 emeralds, so I ended up partly abandoning it partway through because I just wasn't getting anywhere. So today, as you can tell, and as you can tell from the other videos, actually, there was another subway system that I didn't get to, and this is the video that talks about that direction. So. Subway to Grassland 2, and that is exactly where we are headed, so we can pass underneath this mountain. And in case you haven't seen the video, in case you're wondering why this is so high up, the ceiling is so high, is because I was really curious like how close I was to the end, and I ended up just digging upwards for some reason. And an Enderman dropped that off, and I haven't really bothered removing it. So yeah, this is the subway system to Grassland 2. And once I found out how far I had to go, I just eventually dug down and created this little minecart and built these booster pads so I can get from one location to another. So this is my farm area. So I created this little area. I built a cartography table, I built a loom, I have another crafting table just for convenience, as well as a bed, as well as 3 chests. And of course I have nice snazzy little windows to kind of see outwards as well. And I'm in the process of building this up, but I set up all these torches to kind of make sure that I don't have to deal with enemies if I ever have to farm. And the original idea was that I would have animals here. I haven't really gotten around to getting some of these animals to kind of come in and make up the farm, and that is an Enderman, so I will just, sidestep that. Go away. Go away, Enderman. I don't know if they're dangerous or not, but I'm not willing to find out. So yeah, as you can tell, I have built a SkyTrain system as well. And I'll just close the door here. So I kept building, in case you're wondering, because I know there was a huge cave system, and I did show you a subway system, or not subway system, but SkyTrain system. And you could probably you're probably asking yourself, okay, that is some cobblestone. I'm not sure it would be all of it, especially with the subway system. And this is where some of the cobblestone went, to this SkyTrain system. So as you can tell, this is a much larger SkyTrain system, and the train isn't as gnarly as the forest area, but it is. I still thought, you know what, it'll be really convenient for me to just have this in place, so then I don't have to worry about walking around at night and running into enemies. So I built this area, and yes, you can create bends in the actual lines that you can make, the rail lines. I went ahead and created a stop and a separate minecart system because I thought, well, maybe there might be something in that mountain, so at some point maybe I could build something up, and then I can conveniently build outwards and make a safe mining location if I absolutely need to. I'm not sure I will, but I thought, you know what, give yourself some options. So much like the giant stairwell I showed in another video, I created that so I can safely get up here, create a little pit stop in case I wanted to build out here as well. I, again, just keep myself having options because there's a mine area right there, and I thought at least having that will be convenient. Anyway, moving on, I continued on this SkyTrain system. Yes, it keeps going. And building this part of the SkyTrain was an absolute pain. Not because it's so long, although that was time consuming, but because some areas were really, really high up. So I had a full stack of dirt with me so I could like jump in place and jump in place. and get myself the necessary height to keep adding on to it. And I basically created one little line of cobblestone, and then I started building outwards so I could actually finish building this whole thing up. So yeah, this was a huge project, and right now it is also super convenient. And I created a base here, so I got my bed, got some chests, got a furnace, and a coarse crafting table. And this ended up being a giant mine, and it's a mountain mine, and yeah, it's a mountain mine and future parking lot. And I didn't fully complete this necessarily, the stairwells here, but I thought, you know what, it's actually safe enough. So I will show you what exactly I have over here. So it's just a giant stairwell, just like the other mine going up to that mountain top. And this mountain in question was basically a giant pillar for the most part. There was some areas that expanded as it goes down, but it was about, I think it was 254 blocks high. And I can tell you, just for instance, even here, that makes my palms sweaty. So I wanted to create a nice safe stairwell to lead me up there. And there used to be even more, like this actually used to keep going up, and it went into this area around here, and it kept going up and up and up. And yeah, I started mining the living daylights out of this mountain because there was both coal and iron, as well as a lot more emeralds than the previous mines. So yeah, when I say parking lot, I'm not kidding. This is basically a giant parking lot that just kept going. And around here was where there was like a thin little like ridge, and I dug so deep down that it's now a giant platform. And this used to be a giant spire going up to it. And to give you a sense of how high I'm up, oh, this, I can never get used to this. Like, it's just one wrong move and you're finished kind of deal. And some areas, like, there isn't even, like, it's just a giant wall going down. So it's nerve-wracking. And to give you a sense of how high this was, that mountain peak used to be something I looked down. So about that angle down, I was seeing the top of that. So that's just how far I went down. So right now, I think this was about 217 blocks high where I'm at, and subtracting that from 254, that's a lot of height. So yeah, I started, and as I was digging down, I was basically disassembling my staircase. And if I could change one thing about this system, is that I would make it an internal staircase so that I could just delete it comfortably instead of nervously, you know, removing an external staircase system. So that was probably the only real design mistake I made in building all this up. But yeah, you can see just how high up I am. Like, you don't even see the blocks almost on the way down. So yeah, this is a huge project, and by building this, I was able to build up a massive SkyTrain system, as well as all the necessary iron I needed for the actual rail lines as well. So I needed a lot of iron for that, and at this point in time in the game, I'm actually out, so I need to go back up there and continue shaving off little bits of that mountain. So even though that looks like it's higher up, that's actually flat. So yeah, I'm going to go back down here and show you some of the stuff. Like, around here, I have a few areas I can plant trees. So this is not part of my tree farm. I plan on eventually adding it to my tree farm. And a creeper actually took out this tree, so I have to eventually cut this down and replace it. So yeah, and to give you a sense of just how absolutely high this got off the ground, about that high. Like, this was really tedious to build, and there is a giant like cave system that goes straight down on top of it all. Luckily, it just barely missed it, so you can tell that by the shadow that it just grazes that. And I was really grateful for that because this stuff was high enough as it was. And so, as you could tell, like I was trying to build it up, and that is one of the last remaining dirt stacks that I was making, just trying to build this up. Grass has grown over it, but yeah, that's how I was reaching all the way up here to kind of build at least the first parts of the Skytrain system. Now, the practical benefit of this, over and above the fact that it goes to a mine that has coal, iron, and emeralds, is the fact that this is next to a village. So that's a nice little village down here. And yes, I have kept building onward around here, so I kept going. So my little network of travel is continuing beyond this, but that's going to be a subject for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this video and just seeing some of the stuff I have been building over the last while. And it was pretty ambitious, and I'm sure there might be faster ways of traveling, but I thought this was kind of neat, and I wanted to build something like this, and it was actually ended up being a lot of fun despite how nerve-wracking it was. So feel free to ask some questions below about my my mining systems and my Skytrain systems. I know it may not be the most efficient, but that's just what I ended up finding was convenient for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, what is your era?